Have you ever been around that guy who talks about everything? They talk all the time. They can tell you everything about everything, and they do it with conviction and they do it with power, and they're always going to give you their opinion because they're the expert. You ever been around that guy? Well, the problem is a lot of times, most of those guys, they're just talk. They don't really know what they're talking about. They just think they know, or they want you to think that they know. See, they've never really done anything. They've never really acted on the things they talk about, but they talk a good game. I've been around guys like that. Heck, I've been that guy. What we want to do is find out why you can't just talk. We want to find out what we need to do to take our talk and put it into action. We've got to quit talking and we've got to start doing. Hi, I'm David Maxwell, men's coach. It was a junior high dance, and me and my friends, we were excited. We had been talking about it for weeks coming up to it. We had planned what we were going to wear, and it was going to be something nice, at least to us as seventh graders. We had it all planned out. We had talked about what we're going to do. Girls were going to ask out. We were looking good, our hair, everything. We were set. And I remember walking up to the dance, Kool and the Gang was playing, ladies' night, and I was feeling it. I was feeling like this is my night. I'm the man. There's ladies out there who are looking for me to dance with. So I walked in looking cool. I walked over to the wall where my friends were standing. We all stood there and looked cool, and we stayed there the whole night. You see, we were all talk. We were no action. Why? Because we were scared. We didn't want to get rejected. And so all the girls were on this side of the dance hall. We were on this side of the dance hall. All talk, no action. And it's hilarious, but that's the reality of it. The sad thing is a lot of men live their life that way today. They get into that talk zone where they're all talk, but they're no action. And we can be guilty of that. We start talking about a lot of things. We talk enough that we feel like we're doing it, but we're not really doing anything. We're just talking about it. As men, talking can make us feel good. We feel like, oh, I did something because I talked about it. But that's kind of a smokescreen. And sometimes we use that smokescreen for the fact that we aren't really doing anything. And as men, we need to quit talking and start doing. All right, if we want to quit talking and start doing, we have to be careful about our planning and our dreaming. You see, planning and dreaming is great, but at some point, you've got to stop doing it and you've got to start taking action. And I've been that guy. I've been the guy who wants to plan everything perfectly, but the problem is I never end up doing something. I'm always planning. I'm always waiting for the right moment. And the moment may never be right. It may never be perfect. You've just got to start acting at some point. And planning can be another word for procrastination. That's how I used it. I planned so much, but I was really procrastinating because I was scared. I've been that guy in too much of my life. See, I'm a strategic thinker, and I like to think ahead. I like to plan and do, but I kind of get bored with some of the day-to-day stuff. And my danger is that I'll sometimes think about things that are 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the road and enjoy doing that and be very detailed at that moment. But then the today list, I kind of ignore because I'm more excited about the things far ahead. Well, that can really be a way to procrastinate, and I've done that way too much in my life. I wait for that perfect moment. I want everything to come together, but you know, nothing is perfect. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. And at some point, you've just got to start acting. You got to quit worrying about if you have the perfect plan, and you've got to start moving as a man. You've got to start acting out your dreams. One of the things you notice about people who had great dreams of the past is they started acting on them. They started doing something. And you know, most of the time when they got started, it wasn't perfect, but they got to work. What you want to do is not plan and dream your way into procrastination, where you're always planning, you're always dreaming, you're always waiting for that right moment, but you're not really acting on anything. Hey guys, for more coaching tips on how to live your adventure as a man, check out the Confident Man podcast. It's on all the podcasting platforms. It's a weekly coaching session between me and you, helping you to live your adventure as a man. Okay, the second thing we have to understand to quit talking and start doing is that when we move, it provides us the best feedback. Moving provides the best feedback. When you start moving and acting out your dreams and your plans, you're going to start getting feedback. You're going to start really figuring out what works, what doesn't. And that's incredible feedback for you, because then you can start shifting and moving and actually making your dreams happen. See, things happen that you can't imagine, you can't dream and plan for. And you see what works when you start acting on it. And if you never start moving, you'll never know. It's like football teams. They all go into a game with a plan. We're going to run these first 15, 20 plays. And they do it to see what the defense is doing so they can adjust. They do plan, they do strategize, but it's so they can make those adjustments in the game. You can plan and strategize, but you've got to start. And when you start, you get that feedback. You may have a dream of, I'm going to do this, and you start and realize nobody wants that. But a lot of people want this, and you shift and you go in a direction that could be incredibly successful. We can all imagine a lot of things, but until we get feedback, we don't know what really works. Feedback gives you reality, and it can actually help you move into the right direction, to kind of take your dream and tweak it to find what fits perfect for you and what needs to happen. Because you begin to see what's really working. You won't waste time on things that don't really work, that maybe you dreamed of, but then you realize that doesn't work. Let me work on this. So you don't waste your time, you don't waste your energy, and you begin to focus on what really works. Hey guys, leave a comment about something maybe you started doing and the feedback you got made you change a little bit, and it made all the difference in the world. I'd love to hear your stories. Now here's the third thing to understand when you quit talking and start doing. When you learn to adapt, it's going to help you with the unexpected. You see, as you learn to get that feedback and adjust what you do with your life, how you live your strategies out every day, it's going to help you become a person who can adjust. So when the unexpected of life happens, you'll be able to adjust a whole lot easier. Life is full of surprises. Some are good, some you like, and some they're not so good. There can be loss in your life. There could be economic downturns. Anything could happen. When you already know how to adjust because you've learned how to adjust with feedback, it's going to help you be able to adjust when the unexpected happens. You see, feedback helps you learn how to adjust, and then when the unexpected happens, you already know how to adjust. I'm not saying you're going to do everything perfect, but you're going to learn how to move and deal with it. If you're still planning and dreaming, when the unexpected happens, you just stop. And when you get feedback, it refines you and you can adjust to what happens. When the unexpected hits, you can refine and change what needs to happen. But a lot of people, when they're still planning and dreaming and the unexpected hits, they have an excuse. They have an excuse to stop. And so they do. They don't keep their eye on the big picture. They look at the thing that's unexpected and they say, well, I can't do it now because nothing's going to happen. A lot of people do that with New Year's resolutions. They have a resolution of a strict diet and they're going to stay with it. They're going to stay with it. They're going to stay with it. And then that one day they don't. So what do? They stop. They say, well, that's it. If I can't do this diet, I can't do anything. Instead of looking at the bigger picture and figuring out, okay, where can I adjust? What happened? Why did I fail here? What can I do to get better? You see, the focus shouldn't be on just the one diet. The focus should be on, I want to be healthy. But a lot of people, they quit their resolutions because in their mind, they only have one way to do it. So they're not flexible. They don't learn how to flex with it, how to change, how to get that feedback and figure out what works and what really doesn't work. If you want to be healthy, you learn how to eat healthier, not just have one diet. Eating healthy is more sustainable than a diet anyway. You see, the key for you as a man is to have the attitude of learning and growing. Say, no matter what, I'm going to keep learning and growing. And when you have that attitude, when you get feedback, you can change. And when the unexpected happens, you can change. Guys, I want to challenge you to pick one area of your life that maybe you've been holding back on. Maybe it's something that you've planned and dreamed about, but you've not really acted on it. You're not doing anything about it. Maybe it's part of your priorities. Maybe it's something you've always wanted to do in your life. I want to challenge you to start taking steps toward it. I'm not saying you have to do everything at once, but maybe just take one step. Start moving in one direction. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to start getting feedback. You're going to start figuring out, hey, maybe there is a way to do this. I'm not saying you're going to do everything perfect. But you know, when you get that feedback and you start implementing it, you're a lot closer to seeing your dreams happen than you've ever been.